Valen was working back tonight with Marcus, so after I got Valerian from school, I decided to have dinner with Zoe, Macy, and the girls. The kids had fun, and it kind of reminded me of before our lives got so complicated when it was just us against the world. It's comforting knowing that nothing has changed even now with my title. To them, I would always just be Everly, not Luna, not the rogue whore. Here, I was safe to be my normal self and was free to do as I pleased without judgment or having someone scrutinize me somehow. When the 7 o'clock news came on that night, I sent the kids to play with the Lego in Casey's room. Remote! The news is on, I say, waving my hand at Zoe. She passes me the remote, and I quickly flick the channel over. Since when do you like watching the news? Macy asks, and I race to the sofa and sit in the middle in front of the TV. I like the news when I don't star in it. I may have handed a list of evidence to the media about Nixon and my father this morning, I tell them. What? What did you give them? Zoe screeches excitedly, rushes over, and sits on the other side of me. It was petty, but if they want to talk shit about me, I should be able to have fun returning the favor. I was far from apologetic, even over the one thing that was total bullshit, but then again, it could be true. Either way, it makes for exciting conversations at dinner meetings. I chuckled to myself, he was going to kill me. Oh, this I gotta see, Macy says, snatching the cold bowl of popcorn off the coffee table. Both Zoe and I looked at her questionably. It was the only thing I left out. Getting comfortable on the sofa, we all squeezed on. Zoe is sitting with her legs over my lap and her feet in Macy's lap. Macy sat unblinking, chowing down on cold popcorn from the kids' movie we watched after dinner. Shoveling handfuls in her mouth in a very unladylike manner, but a complete Macy manner. When the news anchor comes on and Nixon's photo pops up in the corner, we lean forward eagerly. I purse my lips. They burned my hotel, and I will burn their reputations. The newswoman reports on Nixon's first mate and how she became forsaken. How his wife isn't the mother of his child, but the most damning part to him was that he abandoned his daughter to the forsaken. I even managed to find some old photos of Leah, his mate, and a hospital report of a young woman named Kayla, who was Carter's twin sister, which would push the evidence along. Plus, an accidental photo, and from the awkward angle, it looked like he was picking his nose while sitting in his car outside the Pack Hospital. Man, it was hard getting a hold of hospital footage, but somehow Valen had managed it. The news anchor even said that they would pay for the DNA test if he wanted to prove his innocence. Of course, we all knew that wouldn't happen, only making him look more guilty. The news anchorwoman then went on to talk about his hate for rogues, and this may be the reason why that his daughter was technically still one and his mate had turned forsaken. Sitting back, I smiled smugly, suck on that, Nixon. Macy was chewing and shoveling popcorn in her mouth so fast, and both her and Zoe's eyes were glued to the TV until Macy started coughing and spluttering, choking on her popcorn when my father's turn was next. Instead of his usual portrait photos, Ava and I had managed to find some old pictures on the Family Link app that he forgot to remove. It was a photo from when we were kids at a dress-up party. My father was wearing one of my mother's mini dresses and fishnet stockings, with a wig and high-heel boots. We sent 3 photos to them. One with him in a wig, all glammed up, as a woman, and another without the wig, revealing that it was definitely my father. Because the photo was of him in our bathroom putting on red lipstick. And the last image was him bending over drunk, his nuts hanging out since he was also wearing my mother's lace knickers. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the photos, but I knew my father wouldn't see it that way, especially when the news anchor told the city that he was secretly a crossdresser and that his 2 daughters confirmed it. I snicker, and Zoe snorts. I smack Macy's back, and she sucks in a lungful of air. We all burst out laughing, knowing how horrified my father would be over this. Though we saw nothing wrong with it, this would definitely taint my father's conservative front he puts up. Man, I wish I could wear heels that high. Any more than an inch, and I can't walk straight. Macy laughs. There is so much I could say to that comment, I tell her, and she glares at me. I snickered at her outraged face. Damn! Papa John got some nice legs on him. A bit hairy, but look at the muscular thighs, Zoe says, and I elbow her, a little grossed out she was checking out my father. Oh my God! I bet your father had a heart attack seeing this pop up on the news, Macy chuckled. You know there will be backlash, Zoe says, and I shrug. What are they going to do? Accuse me of lying about who Valerian's father is? It's obvious whose child he is by the eyes, and I am pretty sure there isn't one article that doesn't taint me poorly. Sticks and stones, I tell them. Valen starts blowing up my phone. He had no idea what I wanted the footage for, and I am sure he thought I would try to blackmail Nixon with it, not hand it to the media. With a groan, I get up. I knew I had to face my mate, and I'm sure he would have plenty to say about it. Macy also had to leave, so we both bundled the kids up in our cars, and I waved as she left. Driving home, I was still laughing to myself. Valerian kept asking why, but I would just shake my head. Pulling up in the car park, Valerian rushes ahead to the glass doors and is greeted by the doorman. I threw my keys to the valet, though as I retrieved my handbag from the trunk and the few groceries I had stopped and grabbed on the way home, I jumped when I was grabbed and yanked away from the door. My bags drop, and I turn to see who it is, only to find myself glaring up at my father. What the fuck do you think you are doing? He growled at me. Well, I was getting groceries from my car. I snarl back, picking up the spilled oranges. My father crouches down and starts helping me rebag everything. He gasps while I chase a runaway apple when he picks up my handbag. I snatch my bag off him and the pregnancy test out of his hand. You're pregnant? He asks, looming over me. Avoiding Valen's watchful eyes in the past 24 hours has been near impossible. It didn't help that morning sickness decided to rear its ugly head. I believe that now I knew I was pregnant. Every pregnancy symptom suddenly sprang forward with an ugly vengeance, trying to screw me out of hiding it. He knows something is up because I had no doubt he could feel it. Zoe and Macy had been at me all day about it, and just when I thought, I finally escaped them by hiding in my makeshift office in the events hall. Thanks to Alpha Nixon, it used to be a storage room for tables and chairs, but is now my new office. It was nearly time to clock out and head home. Valen said he would pick me up tonight, worried I would run myself off the road, confusing my fear of him finding out with nervousness about the upcoming challenge. But Macy and Zoe weren't giving up so easily as they burst into my office, blocking the door as I switched my desk lamp off that was running off an extension cord from the main room. I roll my eyes as they stop my exit. Looking at the clock above the door, I pin them both with my glare. They know Valen will be here any minute, or maybe that was their plan so they could out me. Everly, you aren't leaving us much choice, Macy says, folding her arms across her chest. That's because it isn't your choice. I have to challenge my father. The entire city knows about the challenge. I back down now, the rogues will think I am running. I need to do this, I tell them. But the risks, you can't shift. Zoe says, her hands reaching toward my non-existent bump like she pictured it round and full of limbs. I'm durable. I know what I am doing, I won't let him harm me. Besides, he knows, I tell them, chewing my lip nervously. Your father knows, yet you haven't told your mate. Macy growls at me. I didn't tell him, he found out for one, and secondly, if I do this, we hold reign over a third of the city, Valen held half. We only need to tip the scales a little more. Valen holds control, but not enough without my father's pact to change the laws himself. Slasher, Shadow, and Nixon hold the other half, therefore equal votes within the council. This throws that out. Yes, but not at risk to your child. Think, Everly. If you do this, you are putting yourself at risk. Macy argues. I'm already at risk. This is bigger than me. For all those in the city, my life seems a no-brainer. But don't worry, I am not planning on losing, so it will mean something. Valen can't challenge for the title, only an heir can. My father holds the land titles. I need these land titles before Nixon gets his hands on them. This needs to be done. It is the only way to set everything right, back to the way Valerie intended, I retort. The city can wait, Macy says, and I shake my head and push past them. I won't blow my chance. Every fucking step we take, we get knocked back for. I am sick of playing this yo-yo game of cat and mouse. I am done being the mouse. The laws pass when I beat him. For the first time, I hold power. The fucking rogues hold power for once. I yell at them. A couple of the workers in the event hall rush out, thinking we are about to come to blows. We never have and never will. But this shit was getting to me. Everly, please, Zoe murmurs. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired of battling, don't you get it? How many girls have come through our damn doors looking for a place to stay and work? How many? I ask them. How many times have we had to scrape them up off the floor when their families abandoned them, their packs shunned them? How many hungry mouths do we have to feed before we suddenly can't anymore? It's not your battle, Everly, Macy says. It is. I screamed. Everything became too much and erupted in anger, everything crashing and smashing relentlessly. Something's gotta give. I am drowning here, and everything is just adding weight. Drowning in grief, responsibility, obligation, and the restraints are so heavy, so heavy. I can't keep fighting. I am done fighting. I just want to rest, and if this is what I have got to do to get it, then so be it. Tears burn my eyes and Zoe's. Macy purses her lips, looks at the ceiling, and clicks her tongue. I suck in a breath before turning on my heel, walking out toward the doors. Valerie wouldn't want you to risk yourself like this. Risk her grandchild, Macy says, and I stop. That's unfair, Macy, I tell her, spinning around, and she shrugs. It's true, she says. Who do you think I am doing this for? I tell her as tears slip down my cheeks. She gave me everything when I had nothing. She fought for me and all of us when no one else did. This, everything we have done and all those we helped, was for her. She had the vision to make this city free. It was supposed to be free, and they took it from her. I tell them. I am just getting it back and doing what she wanted. Nobody knew sacrifice more than that woman did. So yes, she wouldn't want me to do it, but she would understand why I have to. So no, you don't get to use her against me. I tell them before turning on my heel and walking out before one of us says something we can't take back. Her words stung because I knew she was right, but Valerie too risked her life fighting for the rogues. She could have walked away, hung up the banners and stopped fighting, given in, and reformed, but she didn't. She lost her son and her family's reputation, her home, and the city, and I will be damned if I let that keep repeating. It takes me a few seconds to regain myself and I groan when I feel Valen getting closer at an alarming speed. I wipe my face just as Macy and Zoe come out behind me, and Valen runs around the corner of the main building, looking panic-stricken. Trapped was how I suddenly felt, caught between my mate and best friends, the girls I trusted more than anyone, and I was a deer in headlights as Valen grabbed my arms. What happened? What's wrong? He asks, his clothes in disarray from running. He looks around frantically for any danger before looking at Macy and Zoe behind me. I wait for it, wait for everything to unravel and fall apart again. We were so close, so close. I'm fine. Where is Valerian? I ask him. In the car with Marcus. What's going on? Nothing. We disagreed. I'm fine, everything is fine. You don't feel fine. Valen growls, cupping my face in his hands and looking at the girls. I swallow, waiting for them to say something. Why is everyone crying? Answer me, someone, he snaps, looking at us all, and I look at them. Zoe opens her mouth, and I beg her with my eyes not to, and she closes it. Nothing. We had a dispute over rosters. We wanted her to take some time off, Macy lies, looking at me. Relief floods me, and I hang my head. Well, that's a good thing. I agree with them, Valen says, rubbing my arms. I thought someone died or hurt you. Geez, you nearly gave me a heart attack, he says, hugging me. I keep my mouth shut, unable to speak, but I am grateful they didn't say anything. Macy walks over to me, chucks her arm over my shoulder, and Zoe follows. We walk out to the car, and Marcus is leaning against the hood. He moves to the back door and opens it, and Casey climbs out. Everything all right? He asks Zoe, who nods to him. He doesn't look like he believes her either, but we all say our goodbyes when Macy grabs me as Valen climbs in the car. Thank you. I whisper to her. Please don't ever ask me to lie like this again. But, I get it. Kick his fucking ass. I will be cheering from the sidelines and ready to hammer him if he hurts you, she whispers, kissing my cheek, and I chuckle. The drive home was silent, but Valen kept glancing at me. I could even feel his eyes on me as I stared out the window. He clutches my hand, and I look at him before his voice flits through my head. His eyes go to Valerian in the mirror. If it's about tomorrow, you can back out. I know it must be hard to challenge your father, Valen says. I shake my head, and he squeezes my hand. It's not that. Just don't be mad afterward, I tell him, suddenly feeling guilty. We had come so far, and now I was not only risking myself, but us, but I had a reason. And he looked at me, turning his head to the side to look at me. Why would I be mad? I could never be mad at you, Valen says. What's going on? He asks when I don't answer. Nothing, I think Dad just got in my head, I lie. It was becoming a thing. Lying shouldn't be a thing, yet I knew the rogues needed this. I needed this. This would set us free. Yet why did it have to risk so much? If you're scared, Everly, you can back out. It's okay to be scared, Valen says. I'm not scared. I tell him. Good. Because the moment I think you're in trouble, I will be pulling you out. I won't let him hurt you. Valen, it's a challenge, that is the whole point, and you can't make him submit for me. No, but I will. I don't care how many laws it breaks. I know only an heir can challenge, but I will not let your father kill you either, Everly. And before you ask, don't ask me not to step in if it comes to that. That is something I won't promise you, so either win or back out now, because if you are on the losing end, I am getting in that arena, he says, and I sigh. Okay, I won't ask that, but... No. There are no buts. That is how it is. Sorry, but if I have to pull rank, I don't want to have to, but I will if it means keeping you alive, Everly. Don't expect me to watch you get hurt or killed and stand there. I wouldn't ask that of you if our roles were reversed, so don't ask something of me. I know you wouldn't live up to yourself, I swallow out guilt. His words hit home a little too closely. He knows me too well, which only makes me lying to him tear me apart more. All night I was restless and sleep didn't come easily. Valen luckily didn't ask me to train, insisting I needed a good night's rest, yet when I woke up the following day, I felt anything but rested. I was anxious, and my eyes felt like sandpaper. My stomach twisted violently and had me running for the bathroom as I retched and gagged. Once I emptied my stomach, I rinsed my mouth and wet down my face just as Valen walked in and leaned on the doorframe. Nerves? He asks and I nod, trying to catch my breath. You all right? He asks. Yep, never better. I lie. He nods, walking out, and I stare at my reflection, trying to get myself together. A few more hours and this city was about to have another power player, and for once the ball was in my court, I just had to win the challenge first. Everly, breakfast. Valen calls out to me and I sigh. As long as I could make him submit before we came to the second round, which requires us to shift, I could win this. If not, it may all be for nothing. So that was not an option. The arena was basically just an old football stadium that no one used anymore besides for city functions. The building was huge and well looked after, but it was rare for the entire city to participate in the functions. Most packs tended to stick to themselves, and besides the annual alpha meeting, you rarely caught everyone in the same place. But this challenge was all through the media, so I wasn't shocked to see this place packed to the brim, everyone crammed in like sardines in a can. Nervousness crept in as we pulled in next to the huge entrance. People walking in, and I felt giddy seeing rogues entering a place that was otherwise forbidden to them. Valen's men made sure they had entry through his tunnel entrance. Macy and Zoe stood by the doors next to Tatum and Marcus. Macy was the only one out of us that was still rogue, and despite the offers she refused, saying she was happy with her status. Although, I had a funny feeling with Tatum's infatuation with her it would only be a matter of time. Valen would take and accept all the rogues without asking, but it was more than that. I may be pack, Zoe may be pack, but we were all rogues. Status is given, but at heart, we clawed out from the rubble like the rest of them, bled beside them and took on society exactly the same. No, my village didn't need a pack, this city should be pack, no names, no labels, no designation. One pack is how it was supposed to be, and it should be, everyone free, and free to choose and free to live. That was what we wanted, just our freedoms, nothing more and nothing less. Valen grips my knee as Valerian undoes his seatbelt when he sees Taylor and Casey waving his snow cone in the air for him. He jumps out and runs over to her, his head no color, just ice, the girls knew him too well. Valen shakes his head at him and chuckles before looking over at me. Are you sure you wouldn't be more comfortable in shorts? You will ruin those pants shifting in them. I brought you a set in case you changed your mind, Valen says while glancing down at my yoga pants. I shake my head. I wouldn't be shifting, it would risk too much, my body would have to change too much. No, I'm hoping he submits in the first half. You realize how hard that is. We are instinctual, and you know how these things go, after 10 minutes and the drill goes off everyone shifts. So unless you got some moves, I don't know, you are gonna have to shift, love, I swallowed. He was right. No one likes a challenge going on too long, after 10 minutes, the drill will go off. That was brought in decades before I was born after a challenge lasted 3 days while both of them circled each other looking for an opening. I laugh at that thought, stuff that, best to get it over with. Then again, I also understood it. What parent wants to fight their child and vice versa? Are you afraid to show your wolf? Valen asks and I stare at him but he looks away. I tilt my head to look at him. What is that supposed to mean? Nothing. I just know you are self-conscious about how small yours is, though when the rogue attack happened you were a fair bit bigger. Is that why you never wanted to train in your wolf at home? Well, you would be self-conscious too if you looked like someone's pet dog and not a werewolf, I tell him. You're not that small, he says, and I shrug and open my door. Zoe and Macy are waiting for me by the entrance, and I need them to keep calm right now. We walk through the dark tunnel and come out the other end, walking along the boundary line. I could see Nixon and his pack watching. Slasher Pack was also here, but Nixon and Dad stood on the other side of the massive ring that is etched into the grass with white paint. We walk over to our place when I feel my head tipped back by my ponytail. Valen's hand wraps around it and pulls me to stop, turning me. His arm wraps around my waist, pulling me against him, and he tips my head back. His lips cover mine in a heated kiss that has my cheeks burning with his very public display. Valen! I mumbled against his lips, and he chuckled. He was still laughing when he let me go. He tugs me along, and Kaylin rushes in quickly. There was a park at the other end of the arena, which is where he is taking the children to play so they don't have to watch. They could because I was training at their age, however, a challenge was vastly different. It wasn't mucking around, it was blood, claws, teeth and fur. Messy and terrifying, so when Valerian demanded he wanted to come, we organized for Kaylin to watch them at the park and bring them over after. How are you? Are you still set to leave tomorrow? Valen asks his father. Kaylin stops and pecks my cheek and hugs his son. Yep. Leaving at 7 a.m., Kaylin says, and Valen nods. Where are you going? I ask him. To pick up some supplies that got lost in transit for the hotel, Kaylin says with a shrug. Kaylin quickly hugs me. Knock his ass out, love. Now where are these munchkins of mine? Kaylin says, looking around for the kids. He points off toward the girls and waves before rubbing his hands together. He walks off toward them. Who wants to race Pop to the park over there, he says, pointing off toward the other end. The 3 kids look where he points before running off and Kaylin chases them. Valen laughs at his father, who could easily outrun them but lets them win. Once they are gone, I turn around to face the pit and the place falls silent when my father steps over the barrier and removes his shirt, handing it to my mother. I suck in a breath and Valen grips my shoulders, giving them a squeeze. Breathe, you got this, he says, yet my eyes were on my father. Images of training with him when I was kid skipped through my head. When I regarded him as my hero, but now I was no longer a little girl, he was no longer larger than life, but despite that his size and physique remained the same. This man was a giant and powerful. I swallowed down the dread, remembering when he accidentally broke my femur in training when he punched me a little too hard, one punch and he snapped it like it was chicken bone. I shake the memory away before tugging my shirt off. I had a sports bra underneath and my shirt would give him something to grab a hold off. My mother stood beside Nixon looking at us nervously, and as I was about to walk onto the field, when I felt a hand grip my arm. I stop when I see it is Ava. She stares at me. Dad's left knee is bad, he has had 2 surgeries on it. Watch his hooks, but if it comes to his wolf, back out. I will take your place, I am not good at hand-to-hand, but, she glances at our father nervously. It was clear she was petrified of my father, she hated training, and it scared the crap out of her. Ava was not violent by nature, she wasn't trained the way I was, she was Daddy's princess, while I was his warrior. Ava, you don't have to get in there, and you aren't, I tell her, and she swallows again, though I knew she would get in there if I asked, and she would take a beating happily for me. A beating isn't needed here, victory is, so I knew this was on me. Ava grabs me and hugs me. I know, she whispers, and I pull away from her and look at her. I know, and you back out or I will, she looks at Valen standing over at the sidelines. Who? I ask. Macy and Zoe. You can't shift, Ava continues. I don't need to, I can beat him in this form. I was born for this, Ava. Trained in his image for this. I haven't forgotten, I will win, I reassure her. You better, if not stand down, your people will understand, they won't see it as a failure, she says. No, but I will. You haven't been with us as long, you haven't seen the half of it, this will change everything. Now I am asking you, as a sister, to keep your mouth shut, she pressed her lips in a line and nodded. Left knee, and try to keep on his right side, his vision isn't the best in the eye anymore. Beat him before the shift, if you're in trouble I am telling, she says walking off and I sigh before turning to my father. Once inside the circle, there was no backing out. My father stood in the center waiting, arms folded to see if I would step in. Back out Evie, you don't want to do this, Dad says to me, and I shake the shudder that rippled up my spine as his aura washed over me and stepped inside the circle. He curses and shakes his head but takes a stance. I moved closer and on his right, watching how he shifted a little more, and I realized Ava was right. His vision on that side wasn't the best and he growled and I saw his eyes go to her off to the side. She waves to him before he turns back to face me again. Nixon calls out to him, but my father ignores him. The whistles went off while we sized each other up, and when he didn't charge at me or make a move, I knew I would have to be the one to initiate the fight, so I did. He blocked my punch easily and ducked under my arm, which left him an opening to my ribs, but he didn't take it. Nixon yells at him to fight, but Dad goes on the defensive. After a few minutes, it was starting to irritate me. I caught his left knee 3 times, but he never swung back. When I went to kick him again, he caught my foot, which left me in a bad position, and he growled angrily at me. Submit, he snarled at me before punching me in the thigh. I groan, feeling it bruise, and stagger back when he lets me go. My eyes go to the huge digital display, for minutes before we would be forced to shift. No! I growl and Dad growls back at me before spear tackling me, and the air catches in my lungs as I am airborne. I am waiting for his crushing weight to smash me into the ground, but at the last second he twists, and I crash on top of him instead of being crushed under him. I sat up shocked and punched him while he pulled me closer in a headlock, which left me struggling to get out of it. My fist connected with his ribs, and the side of his head, yet Dad was only holding me. Fight back! I am not a little girl, I tell him. Wrong. You're my little girl. My pregnant little girl, he snarls before rolling me off him. I get to my hands and feet. What are you doing, John? Nixon roars from the sidelines. My father ignores him and gets to his feet. He glances at the clock. Stand down. Submit, Dad says, and I clutch my knees while he is trying to catch his breath. I can't, I tell him looking at the crowd of rogues. John. Stop playing with her and take her fucking out. Nixon booms across the field and I glance over my shoulder at him. My mother is standing beside him, her face pale as a ghost, and I turn my attention back to my father. He looked torn. Please, Evie. He whispers and I take my stance, and he growls taking his before we start fighting again, or I do while he continues playing this stupid game of just blocking and dodging.